Cryptocurrency exchanges remain highly influential in the cryptocurrency world. I talked about this a week or so ago when Coinbase announced their new asset listing process. Now, this new asset listing process is quite strict, I guess, in some ways. They want you to adhere to your local laws. They don't want you to be anonymous. But one of the things that I did note about that is that they aren't actually charging a fee. So they're not going to charge anyone for applying for a listing on their service. And that is very, very good because that isn't the norm. The norm is for cryptocurrency exchanges to charge a lot of money. And I've actually been approached, because I'm involved with the SafeCoin team, I've been approached by one or two new cryptocurrency exchanges that had, no volume, no customers, and yet they wanted 2 or 3 Bitcoin for SafeCoin to get listed. It's a little bit crazy. And I do think we need to see an end to this. I think we need sensible pricing options. Coinbase, they're in a position to not charge anyone for that, so kudos to them. And I do think that they are certainly leading the front in this with what they're trying to do. But Binance remain the top exchange out there, the top cryptocurrency exchange. And they've come out and they've got a new listing fee policy as well. So you can see here, Binance will make a change to our listing fee policy starting immediately, and going forward, we will make all listing fees transparent and donate 100% of them to charity. Now, that is a major turn for the books. Binance was known for charging really, really ridiculous listing fees, and there was some emails that kind of got leaked a month or so ago, and yeah, they were charging tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was insane. Now, I didn't see that officially. It was all tweets and hearsay and things like that. But they were known for charging a lot of money for the listing fees. Now, I don't know if this was something they were thinking about for a long time, or they've looked at what Coinbase are doing and realized that they have to change. But I think this is good news. Now, they don't have an official amount. They're saying that they're going to make all listing fees transparent. So, without doubt, all the developers of cryptocurrencies are going to look at what other coins are paying for a listing fee, and then they're going to perhaps follow suit. Maybe that will be 1 Bitcoin, maybe it will be 2. I mean, looking at the article here, they're saying here that project teams will still propose the number they would like to provide for a listing fee, or now more appropriately called a donation. Now, what isn't clear here is whether the size of the donation will influence whether you get listed or not. I don't know. It doesn't say that it will be, but I don't know. If a team's saying, hey, we'll give you $100, another team saying we'll donate $100,000 to your charity, maybe that will influence who they list first. I don't know. But regardless, they're going to be transparent about what each team donates, and that is very good. So following on from Coinbase's announcement, I think that what Binance are doing is very good. And I think it will have a positive influence on what's happening in cryptocurrency. Exchanges remain something, whenever you go into any cryptocurrency team, whenever you go to the Discord, they're always talking about exchanges. They're always talking about how much of a pain it is to get listed on exchanges. And I can I've seen the other side as well. I've seen the other side with SafeTrade, and I do realize that they have to have standards. They have to have coins that follow a set of rules, etc. But I do think that many exchanges they've been taking the piss. Let's be honest, they've been taking the piss. They've been riding the gravy train for a long time. Look at CryptoBridge, for example, and I've got nothing against the people who run CryptoBridge per se, not personally, but if you look at any of these crap coins that are being listed on Bitcoin Talk, all these new coins, a lot of these coins are on CryptoBridge before they're even, on block 1. And they've got a CryptoBridge listing, which to me is insane. The fact that any exchange would list a coin that doesn't even, it's not even on, it doesn't have a blockchain yet. So they're not even on block 1, and yet they've guaranteed a listing on an exchange. That is something that doesn't sit well with me, nor the fact that many teams are getting listed on 3 or 4 exchanges before they've even, started their chain. So yeah, I don't like that. And CryptoBridge, they seem to list every single crap coin out there. And when you looked at a lot of the pump and dump coins out there that I talked about in the past, nearly all of them were listed on CryptoBridge. And, that is their business model. They make money by charging teams to get listed on their exchange. I'd like to see an end to all that kind of stuff. I do realize that exchanges need to make money, but there has to be a better way. Now, you guys know that I'm part of the SafeCoin team, and obviously SafeTrade is part of that project. And SafeTrade implemented a voting system, so you know it basically works out a few $100s to get your coin to the top of the list right now. You know, according to what SafeCoin is worth right now, and teams can donate coins, and then they get to the top of the list, and then they get listed. Now, there are some things that they have to check before they get listed, as far as they have to get approved from the team, just from a technical point of view, and some other things. Interestingly, this week, they're adding, I think they're adding today, well, they might have actually added it last night, but they're adding it, let's say today, they're adding a Atheios coin to SafeTrade. Now, this is a new Ethereum-based coin. Now, the reason this is relevant is because they got to the top of the voting list and they're getting added. And I believe it was a little bit of a pain to get added because it's an Ethereum-type coin. I saw them talking about the same thing with GraviX. So GraviX have implemented a voting system as well. Is it Atheios? I don't know how you pronounce it. But they won the vote and they said here, 4th of October, we should be listed soon. Then I saw some people talking about this in Twitter, and you can see here, disappeared from the winners list after being there for 10 minutes once receiving the 2 GO votes needed. Is this a technical issue? So they were at the top here, Atheios, and then for whatever reason they weren't getting listed. And they posted about this. When we put up Atheios for voting, it was before your new listing voting rules came out. How about you grandfather us in and save yourselves a lot of bad press in the 8hash community? So GraviX were not going to list them. What are you talking about? Since we announced the new listing opportunity via voting, we have not had any changes or other versions of the rules of this procedure. Please don't mislead people. So you're telling me that we listed our coin for voting and we said we're BTC based, or that you allowed us to list Atheios as Ethereum based, but don't allow Ethereum based coins to be voted on? But we won and no one in your team thought to check. We are confused here. Now, I don't know exactly what's happening there, but I saw a lot of people talking about it on Twitter, and I saw some people mention it in Discord. And again, I tried to look into this to find some more information about this, but the word round the campfire, let's say that for a cliche, but the word round the campfire is that they got to the top of the voting, and then GraviX said, well, we don't do 8hash coins, and they're keeping the money. So they're keeping the money that that they had actually paid to get voted to the top of this list. And you can see there 203,000 votes. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the GraviX system works as far as voting goes, but they're apparently keeping the money. As I said, I don't know exactly what's going on there, so please don't quote me on that as being gospel. But it does seem that there's definitely a miscommunication going on there. But I've seen a lot of other coins talk about that as well, where they've paid to get listed on a voting contest or something, and they've won the vote. They've donated money, they've spent money to get to the top of the voting list, and then for whatever reason they don't get listed, and then the exchange keeps the money. And I actually saw a tweet from John McAfee recently. Now, obviously, John McAfee here, if you look at this tweet here, he's doing this because he's trying to promote his own exchange, I assume. He says here that exchanges that allow schemes that benefit a few and hurt the many are finished. I've been informed and you are on final notice. I haven't forgot KuCoin did KuCoin did to Apollo currency. Delist from any crypto exchange and list for free. Contact McAfee. So I think he's got a genuine grievance here, but it sounds like he's trying to promote something himself as well. So bear that in mind. But there's a list down here. Someone here, Jimmy Watson, has summarised what happened. KuCoin guaranteed first place winner of the competition free listing. Apollo currency beat second place by thousands of votes, but third place won. So first and second were not listed. Many have accused bots, so I had independent audits. No excuse. So I think KuCoin came out and said that you can see here, our model finds Apollo currency does not exhibit patterns, right? So I think KuCoin have said, well, use bots to win the vote. And that's always going to happen, by the way. There's always going to, whenever you have any kind of competition, I've ran a lot of competitions on my blogs and websites, even on my YouTube channels, and I've ran a competition, and there's always people who cheat. Like, the software actually shows you they've seen people using the same IP address and they're using bots and all this. So that there are always people that cheat. But according to this and according to what people are saying there, There wasn't any cheating going on. They did legitimately win the voting list, and KuCoin deciding not to list 1 and 2 and listed 3. I mean, again, I don't know exactly who's telling the truth there. When these situations happen, you always have people at both sides throwing mud, and you know, you're as a bystander, you're trying to read between the lines to see what happened. But this kind of stuff does go on. I've seen it a lot in the Discord. I've seen a lot of people in the Discord, different Discords. I was going to say the Discord community. No, I've seen this in lots of different Discords where the teams are talking about the fact that they weren't treated fairly, that there was a lot of manipulation. I saw this with a lot of different exchanges this year as well, with Bittrex and KuCoin, a few other exchanges where their listing policy was very bizarre, to say the least. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Coinbase's new policy, with Binance listings new policy, with Binance's new listing policy. But you know, these are two of the most influential cryptocurrency exchanges in the market right now, and I like what they're trying to do. The key thing here isn't the fees. The key thing here is transparency. And if you look at what's been happening throughout this year, there's been a lot of kind of bizarre things happening in the background, and people say, well, I submitted, and you say, you know, something wasn't right. And then bizarrely, a new coin that isn't even, you know, that hasn't even had the blockchain started, you know, there's not even block 1, that gets listed, or a new token gets listed because they had an ICO and they could give a lot of money behind the scenes, you know, a little golden handshake. I don't know. You know, it's all hearsay because you don't know what's going on in the background. You don't know, you know, obviously certain coins aren't meeting the technical requirements to get listed. And from their point of view, there's obviously a security requirement for that. But the key thing here, again, is transparency. There's all these things going on in the background. There's all these things with exchanges saying, no, we're going to list this coin instead of this one. And then, they, you know, they have competitions and voting systems, and then it backfires. But I do think that a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges haven't been acting ethically, which ethics isn't a word you see used in cryptocurrency a lot, but I do think there's a lot of exchanges that have been taking the piss out of, you know, certain teams. And I don't see why every cryptocurrency exchange now doesn't just list what they have to do to get listed, just the same as Coinbase, and say, if you meet our requirements, A, B, C, D, etc., if you meet all of these requirements, then you can see, this is the one from Coinbase, and you can see, if you meet all of these requirements, then we will list you. And coins might not get listed because they don't meet certain requirements. Maybe they're not anonymous, or maybe they don't follow a certain law with the country they're registered in. But at the very least, it should be there black and white. There shouldn't be all this, you know, in the background. No, we decided not to list this. And then the team comes out and says, well, they're saying we didn't meet their standards and we did. I don't know. I just think that we really need to put an end to the kind of gravy train. These exchanges, and you know, this is especially happening in the kind of small to medium exchanges. Certainly ones that have got zero volume and they still want 1 Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin to get listed. It's a pain. It's a pain. I do think this is something that needs to be addressed. I think we need to start self-regulating the industry, and teams need to start fighting for themselves more, and perhaps not supporting cryptocurrency exchanges that don't have a good reputation. So if you're a part of a team and you know that certain exchanges have, you know, perhaps an unfair bias with some coins over other coins, don't support them. Go with another exchange that does have a fair and transparent policy. And perhaps if more teams do that, more coins do that, these crappy exchanges will step up, because they'll have to step up. Regardless, I think it's good news with what Binance are doing. They did take some criticism when all the rumours came out with what they were charging with listing fees. I had a lot of different values being posted on social media, so I don't want to say what it actually was, because I saw lots of people saying it was 10, it was 20 Bitcoin, it was whatever. It didn't seem to be any consistency, but they are known for high listing fees. So at the very least, I think it's good now. They're not going to profit from listing fees. They're going to donate it, 100% of it, to charity, and it's going to be transparent. That is a key thing here, transparency. I think that's an important thing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll leave a link to all these pages as normal. You can read them yourself, check them out. Let me know what you think about it. I do realise that cryptocurrency exchanges perhaps isn't the most interesting subject to talk about, But as I said at the very start of this video, I do think the exchanges are very influential in this industry, and they can dictate what coins should and shouldn't do. And I think what Coinbase were trying to do recently, you know, basically to improve, you can see the things they've got here, innovation, security and code and all that. I'm hoping standards like that, new rules and guidelines, I'm hoping that will self-regulate and hopefully improve the standard of cryptocurrencies that we see. And perhaps all these crap coins, these pump and dump coins will disappear because they won't be able to get listed on a legitimate exchange. Time will tell. Thanks for watching, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so please do leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.